Hello students, in Science 1 we will continue revising chapter 12, Study of Sound. Reflection of sound. Like light waves, sound waves too get reflected from a solid or a liquid surface. These waves also follow the laws of reflection. A smooth or a rough surface is needed for the reflection of sound. The direction of the incident sound wave and reflected sound wave make equal angles with a perpendicular to the surface, and all these three lie in the same plane. Good and bad reflectors of sound. How much of the incident sound gets reflected decides whether a reflector is a good or a bad reflector. A hard and flat surface is a good reflector, while objects such as clothes, paper, curtains, carpet, furniture, etc. absorb sound instead of reflecting it and therefore are called bad reflectors. Echo. What is an echo? What factors are important to get a distinct echo? An echo is a repetition of the original sound because of reflection by some surface. At 22 degrees Celsius, the velocity of sound in air is 344 meters per second. Our brain retains a sound for 0.1 seconds. Thus, for us to be able to hear a distinct echo, the sound should take more than 0.1 seconds after starting from the source to get reflected and come back to us. Thus, we can determine the minimum distance between the source and the reflecting surface as follows. Distance is equal to speed into time, that is equal to 344 meters per second into 0.1 second, and that is equal to 34.4 meters. Thus, to be able to hear a distinct echo, the reflecting surface should be at a minimum distance of half of the above, that is half of 34.4 meters, and that is equal to 17.2 meters. The velocity of sound in air is directly proportional to the square root of the absolute temperature of air. As the velocity of sound depends on the temperature of air, this distance depends on the temperature. Therefore, the minimum distance between the source of sound and the reflecting surface for an echo to be heard clearly will be more at higher temperature. Why can echo be heard multiple times? Echo can be heard multiple times due to continuous or multiple reflections. When is the reflection of sound harmful? The reflection of sound is harmful when the loudness of sound is very high and there are multiple reflections of sound which is unbearable. Reverberation. Reverberation is the phenomena of persistence of sound after it has been stopped as a result of multiple reflections from surfaces such as furniture, people, air, etc. within a closed surface. These reflections build up with each reflection and decay gradually as they are absorbed by the surfaces of objects in the space enclosed. Give reasons. Some auditoriums or particular seats in an auditorium have inferior sound reception. The time between successive reflections of a particular sound wave reaching us becomes smaller and the reflected sound gets mixed up and produces a continuous sound of increased loudness which cannot be understood clearly. Hence, some auditoriums or particular seats in an auditorium have inferior sound reception. Give reasons. Subdivision B. The roof of a movie theatre and a conference hall is curved. Answer. If the roof of a movie theatre or conference hall is not curved, then people seated in the back rows may not be able to hear the sound of the speaker clearly, and also it would cause undesirable reverberation. When the roof or ceiling is curved or concave, it helps in reflecting the sound waves so that it reaches all corners of the hall uniformly and the pitch can be heard distinctly. Subdivision C. The intensity of reverberation is higher in a closed and empty house. Answer: in a closed or empty house, sound is absorbed only by the floor, walls, and ceilings, as there are no other objects present to absorb sound. Thus, the sound goes through multiple reflections from the rigid walls of the closed or empty room, and thus the intensity of reverberation is higher. Sonar. Sonar is a short form for sound navigation and ranging. It is used to determine the direction, distance, and speed of an underwater object with the help of ultrasonic sound waves. Sonar has a transmitter and a receiver, which are fitted on ships or boats. The transmitter produces and transmits ultrasonic sound waves. These waves travel through water, strike underwater objects, and get reflected by them. The reflected waves are received by the receiver on the ship. The receiver converts the ultrasonic sound into electrical signals, and these signals are properly interpreted. The time difference between transmission and reception is noted. This time and the velocity of sound in water give the distance from the ship of the object which reflects the waves. Uses of sonar. Sonar is used to determine the depth of the sea. Sonar is also used to search for underwater hills, valleys, submarines, icebergs, sunken ships, etc. What is sonography? Sonography technology uses ultrasonic sound waves to generate images of internal organs of the human body. This is useful in finding out the cause of swelling, infection, pain, etc. The condition of the heart, the state of the heart after a heart attack, as well as the growth of the fetus inside the womb of a pregnant woman are studied using this technique. This technique makes use of a probe, which is an ultrasound transducer or device, and a gel. The gel is used to make proper contact between the skin and the probe so that the full capacity of the ultrasound can be utilized. The gel is applied to the skin outside the internal organ to be studied. High frequency ultrasound is transmitted inside the body with the help of the probe. The sound reflected from the internal organ is again collected by the probe and fed to a computer which generates the images of the internal organ. As this method is painless, it is increasingly used in medical practice for correct diagnosis. Let us revise the structure and working of a human ear. The ear is an important organ of the human body. We hear sounds because of our ear. When sound waves fall on the eardrum, it vibrates. These vibrations are converted into electrical signals which travel to the brain through nerves. The ear can be divided into three parts: outer ear, middle ear, and inner ear. Outer ear or pinna. The outer ear collects the sound waves and passes them through a tube to a cavity in the middle ear. Its peculiar funnel-like shape helps to collect and pass sounds into the middle ear. Middle ear. There is a thin membrane in the cavity of the middle ear called the eardrum. When a compression in a sound wave reaches the eardrum, the pressure outside it increases and it gets pushed inwards. The opposite happens when a rarefaction reaches there. The pressure outside decreases and the membrane gets pulled outwards. Thus, sound waves cause vibrations of the membrane. Inner ear. The auditory nerve connects the inner ear to the brain. The inner ear has a structure resembling the shell of a snail. It is called the cochlea. The cochlea receives the vibrations coming from the membrane and converts them into electrical signals which are sent to the brain through the nerve. The brain analyzes these signals. Let us solve the following numericals. Question 1. The speed of sound in air at 0 degrees Celsius is 332 meters per second. If it increases at the rate of 0.6 meter per second per degree, what will be the temperature when the velocity has increased to 344 meter per second? Solution: let the temperature at which the velocity of air becomes 344 meter per second be T degrees Celsius. The increase in velocity of sound in air from 0 degrees Celsius to T degrees Celsius is equal to 344 minus 332, which is given, and that is equal to 12 meter per second. Given the velocity of sound in air increases by 0.6 meter per second for 1 degree Celsius rise in temperature. Therefore, for 1 meter per second increase in velocity of sound in air, the temperature should rise by 1 upon 0.6 degrees Celsius. For 12 meter per second increase in velocity of sound in air, the temperature should rise by 12 upon 0.6 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 20 degrees Celsius. Thus, the temperature at which the velocity of air becomes 344 meter per second is equal to T degrees Celsius, which is equal to 20 degrees Celsius minus 0 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 20 degrees Celsius. Question 2. Helium gas is filled in two identical bottles A and B. The mass of the gas in the two bottles is 10 gram and 40 gram respectively. If the speed of sound is the same in both bottles, what conclusions will you draw? Solution: mass of the gas in bottle A is given as 10 grams and mass of the gas in bottle B is equal to 40 grams. The velocity of sound in gas is related to density of gas, as V is inversely proportional to the square root of density, let this be 1, and the velocity of sound in gas is related to temperature of gas, as V is directly proportional to the square root of temperature, let this be 2. Combining 1 and 2, we get V is proportional to square root of T upon square root of rho, which is the density. The bottles are identical. This means the volumes of the gases are equal. Let the volume of the bottle be capital V. Let capital M1 and capital M2 be the masses of gases in bottles A and B respectively, and V1 and V2 be the velocity of the sound in the two bottles respectively. Also, let capital T1 and capital T2 be their respective temperatures. Therefore, V1 upon V2 is equal to square root of M2 upon capital V into square root of T1 upon square root of M1 upon V into square root of T2. Now, given that V1 is equal to V2, which implies that square root of M1 into square root of T2 is equal to square root of M2 into the square root of T1. Therefore, squaring both sides, we get T2 is equal to M2 T1 upon M1. Now, we are given that M1 is equal to 10 grams, M2 is equal to 40 grams, which implies that T2 is equal to 40 into T1 upon 10, and that is equal to 4T1. That implies T2 is equal to 4T1. Thus, it can be concluded that the temperature of bottle B is 4 times the temperature of bottle A.